It's a Wealth Wednesday. So, of course, Stacey Tisdale is here.
Happy Wealth Wednesdays, everybody. And today we are going to teach you how to craft. That was really funny.
That was
You'll
very
find out in a
crafty.
minute.
I like that.
How
Yeah.
to craft an 8-figure business, because we have the one and only Cassandra Wilcox, who has done that herself. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the name of your business is Crafting with Cassandra. You can follow that on Instagram. And what I thought was just wonderful is your journey to success, which everyone's going to learn all about, started in 2017 because you couldn't afford to buy hoodies for your child's basketball league. Tell us about that.
So my kids had a basketball game, and of course at the time I'm staying with my sister, have a 9-to-5 that's really not paying a lot, but I wanted to put them in a program where they can kind of take their minds off of things. So I put them in a Little League basketball game, and the coach wanted them to buy these hoodies for the away games that they go to. I could not afford the hoodies, so I reached out to my brother, and I was like, hey, do you know anyone that can make the hoodies for us? So he found a crafter. I did not know what craft this was. He found a crafter. She made the hoodies. We wear the hoodies to the game, and now the coach is like, we want those custom-made hoodies. We don't even want the hoodies we have, so can you make those for us? And then I reached back out to the crafter like, hey, can you show me how to make them? She was like, no, ma'am, you got to go to YouTube. And I'm like, I want to get some of these coins, you know? But she was like, no, I can't show you how to make them. So that's when I got into starting.
Wait, so hold on. So you got her to do this for you.
Yes.
But then you tried to ask her to show you how to make them, kind of in a way mentor you. But then she probably was like, I'm not just doing that because that's taken away from my.
That's what she said respectfully. She like,
right.
look,
okay.
I had to get it out the mud, so you got to do it too. So I'm not going to show you. So I actually went to YouTube, and then that's when I had learned how to make the hoodies. But it took me an entire year, and I just felt like if I would have had that mentorship, I could have got there a lot faster.
Wow. Okay. I could see her saying even, look, if we could do this together.
Right.
And I can mentor you, and we could split
the profit. Yeah. Exactly. But no, that was not the mindset.
Well, damn.
Well, it seemed to work out anyway. So,
So did they get the hoodies? Because it took you a year.
No, I ended up telling them I was booked and busy, so I didn't want to just turn it down.
There's some holes in the stuff. I got to figure out what happened with that.
Yeah.
So what happened tell us what happened between 2017 and 2019 business-wise.
So business-wise, it was still like a side business, so I'm just perfecting my craft.
So you learned yourself, and you started, and you figured out how to order them and how to make them and everything.
Well, what happened was, when I was getting orders through her, she would say like, hey, you guys, I have to go get some more hoodies from JDS. So she was basically telling me where she was getting her products from when she was making them for me. So I already was writing it down like, oh, she get her hoodies from JDS. So when I went back to her like, hey, can you show me how? And she was like, no. It was like, okay, I just need to learn the craft because I already know where to get the supplies and apparel from. So yeah.
And how do you know when you go on YouTube because I know YouTube is like the greatest educational teacher. Anything you want to learn, you can do it on YouTube.
Yes.
So you said it took you a year to learn how to do it.
To master like,
it.
It's easy to just learn and be like, okay, I'm going to try next week. But you're going to try, you're going to mess up, you're going to run through equipment, supplies, you're going to mess up a lot of money. So mastering it, I would say it took me a year.
Okay.
So you sold, it looks like quite a bit. Between 2017 and 2019 is when you really did.
No, I didn't really sell a lot. It was just more just learning the craft and just perfecting it. But the sales didn't start coming in until like 2 years later.
Yeah. All right, we got so many questions.
I know. I've been looking at your story, and I know you did well enough in those early days that you quit your job.
Yes, that was in 2019. So yes, that's when the business took a turn.
Now, what caused the business to take a turn?
So I pivoted a little bit because at the time in 2017, they wanted to buy these shirts with the vinyl on there. So it just was words with the color vinyl that you got to weed, use your Cricut, your silhouette machine. But then in 2019, everybody wanted what we call sublimation t-shirts. So you put your faces on it. You can wear it at funerals. You get the wings on there. Like you can put your dad face, your mom face, like actual pictures on the shirt. So that process is called sublimation, where you basically take a design, you run a design through a printer using sublimation paper and sublimation ink. And then when it prints out, you use a heat press to press it to a polyester blank. And then the image sinks inside of the shirt. So that was really popular in 2019. I got into that. And then that's when my business started taking off. People was ordering funeral shirts. They wanted to have birthday shirts. Like now now they order.
How did they know to get it from you? How did you market yourself in order to get clientele?
So I literally unfollowed all of my family and friends on Facebook and started following. I started following because I was making a lot of kid shirts. I started following parents that had kids in their pictures. So I didn't know them, but I'm just like, if I can follow parents that got kids, they're gonna come follow me back and be like, why did she follow me? And see that I got these custom kid shirts on there.
Right.
So
it worked.
It did.
Well, that's a very unique approach.
Yeah.
What made you think of that?
Because I was a parent myself, and I was trying to figure out, like, what would I do?
Right.
So that's what made me start.
Random people follow you. You're like, let me go see.
Let me go see. Like, where did they find me from? Oh, they make custom kids items. Let me buy one.
So you bought the equipment to do the sublimation.
Yes.
Okay. How much is that equipment at that time?
So the equipment, the printer, you can get it for like $200. The heat press, about $200. And then you got the sublimation paper, ink, and then the blank, probably another $100 with those supplies.
That's not terrible.
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got going, and I know that you've told me that you got up to you were making $1,000 a week.
Yes.
And you're like, it's time to quit my day job. So you quit your day job, but that didn't work out so well.
Right. So I'm at the desk, like the orders coming in. I'm like, ooh, because I want to go home and make these shirts. Like my phone just keep going off. So at the time, I was already waiting on a raise from my business, from my job, because they was giving everybody else a raise around me, but they didn't give me one. So I walked into the HR. I'm like, okay, let me see if they're going to give me a raise before I just quit. So I go in there like, hey, y'all thought about that raise y'all going to give me? They like, well, we still thinking about it. I'm like, don't think no more. I'm done. So 20 minutes, let's give me time to go pack up my cubicle, and I'm out of here. And literally packed up my cubicle, gave them my 20-minute notice, and then I left.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you knew that if they didn't say right then that you were planning to quit, or was it just an on the spot?
It was an on the spot.
Okay.
I'm a very impulsive, like, actor, thinker. Like, I do everything just like in the moment. Sometimes it's not good. Sometimes it's good.
It worked out.
It worked out. Well, I thought it did until I got home, and then I seen that the following week people wasn't buying shirts anymore. So I thought shirts was gonna be like a 24/7, 365. They need them all the time. People don't need shirts all the time. They want them for funerals. They want them for birthdays. They want them for vacations. So that's when I knew, like, okay, I got to come up with another business plan.
All right. So what was next?
So the next thing was I'm looking at the inventory that I'm using to make the shirts. So I was buying all of my inventory from overseas. And I'm like, looking at the inventory, like, what if I use this inventory and sell it to other crafters like me? So now I'm going from B to C to I'm finna tap into B to B.
Okay.
And I did not have a community to sell to, so I created a Facebook group, and then I invited like all of my craft friends, like, hey, come inside of my group. I'm going to be showing you guys how to sublimate, how to make these T-shirts, and everybody started joining. I reached out to a couple of more other Facebook groups, like, hey, can you shout me out? They shouted me out, and within that week, I gained like a couple hundred followers in the group.
But it wasn't easy.
No.
Because I know between that, when you left your job and made this other pivot that you just said, personally, it was a really challenging time. And I think you went through bouts of homelessness.
Yeah, so even after I got the group, I'm thinking, okay, I done started this new business. Everybody finna join my group and start shopping with me. And when they joined the group, I was selling the blanks, which is the canvas blank. So it was a T-shirt blank, tumbler blank, and they didn't know how to actually sublimate on the blank. So I would go live for free, show them how to sublimate it, but then the products I was selling, I was just selling to make a sale versus a profit. So literally the same amount I was paying for the inventory.
You weren't, putting nothing on
It was
top
nothing
of it.
on top because I didn't know like how to do it. This is a new business for me.
Right.
So I ended up still failing in my eyes and got evicted. And then we had to move into a hotel, me and my 17-year-old son. Yeah.
And the pandemic, I guess, that started in 2020. So what was that like during that time?
So during the pandemic, just as a crafter, when they mandated those masks, crafters was like, well, we want to wear the mask, but we don't want to wear them plain. So can you show us how to customize these masks? And we're going to sell it to our customers as a customized mask. And I just happen to have inventory on hand. The inventory that I really could not sell, but I still had it. And I just started going live from the hotel like, hey, you guys, let's make these masks. Let me show you how to design. This is how you heat press it. And then the orders like literally took off. In May of 2020, we did our first $86,000 month just from the community.
And that timing was like a godsend because I know you said if it wasn't for your son.
Oh my God, it was definitely God's timing because at the time, so when I moved into the hotel, of course I had to move my inventory in storage. I had to move my personal belongings in storage. And as I'm standing in the storage unit, I was going to the storage unit like 5 in the morning to pack because you don't supposed to pack out of a storage. And I was heat pressing my custom items in the hotel. And one morning I go to the storage unit and there's a whole family like literally staying next to me. And they didn't know no one was there. So when I seen them open up the door, it was a baby in there, a man in there, a whole woman in there.
Wow.
And I was like, man, that could be me easily if I quit because I'm sitting here complaining about I'm in a hotel. I'm complaining about I ain't got no gas. Like I'm barely making it, but at least I have a roof over my head. So I'll go back to the hotel, literally turn on my camera, going live now intentionally. I'm not just going live for the sake of it. I'm going live now like, hey, we got to get these products, so we got to get some money coming in. So I'm going live from sun up to sundown, morning, noon, and night. And it was just at a time that I just felt like not just giving up like on my business because it wasn't working as fast as I wanted to, but I was really ready to give up on life because in my 30s, here I am, still trying to start a business. I don't quit my job. I know better at this age. Now I'm dragging my son into this with me, and he over there playing his video game, and I'm over here like, how am I finna take myself out? I'm finna ask him, hey, do you want to go stay with your grandma? And if he would have been like, yeah, Mom, I'm tired of this hotel, then they would have gave me a chance to like quit. But then when I asked him, I was like, hey, do you want to go stay with your aunt, your grandma? He was like, nope, I'm going to stay right here with you. It's like he knew that if I leave her, like she ain't mentally stable to just, so it's like I don't know, it was crazy. Like he just knew like, oh my God, I know I'm staying right here with you. We're going to struggle together. He's 17 saying we're going to struggle together. Like, what? So that gave me that motivation I needed. Like, okay, I got to do this for him, show him like how I'm finna get out this rut. And I just kept going. I'm going live every day. When I go live, I'll put up my backdrop with my logo on it, and he's on the other end of the backdrop, like playing his video game while I'm, like literally while I'm teaching. Hey, y'all, let's press this shirt today. Let's press this mask today. And then when COVID, like I said, COVID happened in 2020. That's when we had our big break.
It's interesting because it feels like the fact that a lot of people didn't help you is what motivated you to want to do these lives to actually help other people. And it can be really hard to be consistent when you don't see the return right away.
Right.
A lot of people don't have the patience to say, I'm going to keep doing this every single day, and I'm going to actually help other people because I didn't get the help when I could have used it.
Yeah. And that's exactly how I felt. Like I told myself like that was my why. I'm gonna make sure whoever want to learn this business, whoever want to learn how to start their t-shirt business, their craft business, I don't want them to feel how I felt when I asked for help. So I'm gonna make sure I help anybody, everybody, no matter what I gotta do. So
then now, once you finally started making some money, what was the next move for you after that?
It was to pay my credit off because I'm like, like that's why I can't get right. I'm moving everywhere. Like, let me pay off these evictions. Let me get my credit together. So I literally cleaned my credit. Everybody was like, "Yo, you could have disputed that." No, I know I owe them. Let me just pay it off.
Right.
So I pay my credit off.
They right.
Yeah, I know. What we playing around for? I owe
this over.
Yeah.
Some people be like, "I'll wait 7 years."
Oh no. I was like, I have to because I don't know if this money's gonna last. Like, let me use it to the best of my ability. So I pay my credit off. End up getting approved, renting a 3-story house. It had a fully finished basement, so I moved all of my inventory down there. Like now I'm operating my business in this basement. I moved my mom in, my son's staying there, of course, and the orders is like literally coming in now. More people are ordering masks. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need help. I can't be the picker, packer, email person, creating content. So I tell my mom, like, Mom, quit your job.
Right.
And she's the one with 7 kids, like literally been working 2 to 3 jobs all her life to take care of us. So she's like, wait, quit my job? Are you sure? I'm like, Mama, quit your job right now. Go in there and get your 20-minute notice like I did. She like, wait, let me do 2 weeks. I'm like, Mom, go in there today.
20-minute notice.
20 minutes to pack herself and get out.
T-shirt. That's a new T-shirt. 20-minute notice.
20-minute notice, right? Yeah. And she literally walked in there and came home the same day and was like, I'm done. What you need me to do? And that was in June of 2020. My mama have not been back to a 9-to-5 ever since.
That feels so good.
So good, man. So good. So I got my mom. She's picking and packing in the basement. I got my son. I hired my nieces, my nephews, and now I'm still going live because I'm realizing I can't make a sale unless I go live. Like at this time, I don't know about ads. I don't know about emails. I don't know about like paid marketing. Everything is organic through the community. So I'm going live, and they like, well, since you say we need sublimation paper and ink to make this blank, why don't you sell it? So I go over. I don't go to China, but I contact China overseas. Hey, let me test out this product. And then eventually when I launched my sublimation paper line, the community bought it out within an hour at $100,000. Like, literally the first launch within an hour. We do our first 100K. We ended up having to move from the 3-story house because the basement was just so full now. We selling paper, we selling blanks, we got the ink, and then we get our first warehouse. Same year in 2020.
That's great. 2020 was your year.
That was the year. That was like, what? Is this really happening? We get our warehouse, do our first $100,000 lunch, and now I'm still going live. The community say, hey, well, do you teach hands-on classes? Because we can't learn online. So I turned the front part of my warehouse into an actual hands-on class that students still come to this day every 2 weeks, pack it out to learn how to craft in person.
Wow.
Your community was such a critical part of everything and like this whole ecosystem you put together. Talk about how important that is to your business and how seriously other entrepreneurs should take that. You're creating your own customers.
Yeah, it's very important. And I tell people, like, a lot of time, you want to sell what you want to sell versus selling what your audience want. But you don't know what your audience want unless you build your own audience. So that was my thing, was like, I'm going to build my own table and I'm going to see exactly what they need so I can know what to provide. And every time I got in my community, I didn't have to think twice of what am I going to push out next. They was telling me, hey, do you have this? I don't, but let me go create it. Hey, can you teach us this? I don't know how to teach you, but let me go find somebody that can and bring it to the community. So that was the best part of just having a community, of knowing what I can sell next without having to break my neck to figure out what they want.
Now, you also talk about therapy and how beneficial that was for you. So tell me when you decided to start doing therapy and how that's helped you.
So it was in 2021. I actually went live. I just like to go live. Like, that's just how I bring more people to my community, because they see my personality and like, oh my gosh, I love her. But this particular live, it was not like a happy live. I was crying, like I was ready to quit, because at this point, I done retired my mom. I done hired 5 out of my 6 siblings. And it's just a lot of pressure on me. Then I'm in the craft community and they like, yo, this girl is a scammer. She's making 7 figures off of small businesses, charging for classes. Like, I feel like everybody was against me. And it was new for me. Like, okay, the money's good, but now, like, I don't know how to handle all of this. It wasn't fame. It was just, like, the negative attention. Right. So I get on live. I start crying. And then one of my students inboxed me like, girl, get off that live. Stop crying. And you need to join this high, mentorship community. And they're going to help you, get around other 6- and 7-figure earners. And in that community, they do therapy. It's like a requirement. Like, every week they're seeing a therapist. And these are 6- 7-figure entrepreneurs. And I'm like, wait, is that how they able to get through, their business and just life in general? So I started doing therapy every week. And it's really been good because, it just helped me talk to somebody that understands what I'm going through and showing me how to get to that next level. So therapy for me is important. Even to this day, I still do therapy every week. And then just getting around other coaches and mentors that, understands exactly what I'm going through. So
I'm glad you went to therapy, but listening to your story, like Angela pointed to earlier, your ability to get over yourself. Nobody helped you, but you created a business helping people.
Yeah.
Everybody was giving you a hard time, but you pulled more people into doing that.
Yeah.
And now you also have scaled, to say the least, of business mentoring and teaching people online. Tell us about that.
So now we are at the point where, so I was always teaching people how to craft, how to make custom items, but now they asking, well, how can I become a coach? How can I start my own, find my own passion that I'm good at, create my own community, then my own continuity program, and then how can I do all of that? So I do have a mentorship now where I show you guys step by step how to find what it is that you're good at, create your community around that, and create a continuity offer, which is a monthly membership where they can pay you monthly to keep learning from you. So that's what I have going on right now.
So that's not just for anybody who's a crafter. That's for any type of business.
Any type of business, whether you're a creative, a crafter, or you just know what that special skill is, I can help you turn that into a community. Like I said, create that monthly membership and start doing challenges around it. Like, that's a lot of the revenue that I get, it comes from doing challenges.
And I know you have a challenge. I just wrote down passion to profits, passion, 2, profits, challenge.com. And it's a free 7-week challenge. I want everybody to sign up. But tell us, so you started mentoring, you started online coaching. How many students and how big a part and how profitable a part is that for you?
So now? Right now, with the 2 small programs I have, well, they're not small, but they're small. So one of them is $179 a month, and then another one is $199 a month. And combined, we have 3,000 students in those programs paying every month. So between 300 to 400K in revenue every month just from the continuity program. That's why I want to teach it to others. Like, imagine if you can have a skill where you create a community that's willing to pay you that kind of money every month to learn from you.
So go ahead.
I was going to say, it must have been really hurtful when you said people were saying you were a scammer.
Yeah.
So how do you overcome something like that? Because those are really harsh allegations that for some people can ruin their business.
Yeah. So to me, it's just like focusing on the people that loves me versus the people that hate me. Because if I spend more time like focusing on the negativity, then the people that really support me is going to be like, well, wait, she don't respond to us like that, so maybe I need to be negative towards her to get her attention. So I just try to focus all of my attention on my community and not on this. Because the scamming came from people are not used to you charging for your knowledge. They want you to do everything for free. But I tell them, like, if you go to college, literally pay to learn, and you still get out of college, you in debt, you still got like, why is it so hard for you to pay a black business owner that learned from literally got it out the mud, and I'm going to show you how to do it before a small fee?
Right.
And it's like, I can go to YouTube for that. Why are you charging like this?
And you can.
Yeah.
You said
Go ahead.
Go, and guess
Nobody's
what?
right.
Yeah, right.
Because I do think that courses and coaches and those are all things that you invest in. And I think sometimes also when you're paying for something, you feel more of an obligation to actually do it, because now you've invested into something, and then you're paying for that community of people that can hopefully support. And I think the other thing that's important is that you have success stories, and you have people that have been part of your community that have paid for the coaching that can say, thanks to this, here's what I've been able to accomplish. It's the proof of concept.
Yes. Definitely.
And you not only have success stories, you are a success story. So this all started in 2017, and now how much has your business grown to? What's your business worth?
So right now, to this day, we have done $14 million in sales total.
Whoop,
from so from 20
crafting an 8-figure business. We have paid you guys for it step by step. Go.
Yeah. So from 2020 when I actually like started making the sales to now 2024, we have done $14 million in revenue.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
And talk about just listening. I love it because you are giving us like step by step how you broke down your story.
Yeah.
Knowing to pivot at the right time.
Ooh, this is very important. Like I said, a lot of the times we want to sell what we want to sell versus knowing what to sell, and not just knowing what, but knowing when. When is it in demand? Like right now, I teach my students, hey, we're in football season, basketball season. You should not be selling Valentine's Day stuff. Like, focus on because they just love to craft. Crafters just love to do everything all the time. It's like, no, let's focus on what's in demand to get people to buy. And then we're going to move on to Christmas items and then, New Year's items in February. But just making sure they know what to market, when to market, and how to market. That's very important.
What are some unusual trends that you've seen? As far as what people want, like divorce parties, I know those have gotten a lot more popular. And like, what are some things that you're like?
Been around when I got a divorce.
Like they love to hop on trends, like with the Cat Williams, like they love to make those. Yeah, when that happened. What I don't like that I tell them not to do, they love jumping on trends like when somebody passed. So it's like, I want to make a rich homie shirt. I'm like, no, like this just happened, like. Don't do that. Like,
be sensitive to the family.
I know it'll be profitable right now, but don't do it. So just making sure they know like what to market and who to market and how to market, because everything is a trend, but it's just not the right time for it. So.
And then some things you need a really quick turnaround for people, right? Because trends do come and go so fast. It'll be like a phrase that's really popular, and then next thing you know, somebody want to make some type of merch. And
right. What was that thing that happened with the boat with the chair?
Oh, like Montgomery Brawl.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was like a heavy money maker. Like everybody was making those designs with the chair, with the stand. So that was a really hot trend, and it was really popular.
Very demure right now.
Yeah, the demure. Yeah, I like that one. Very cutesy.
And for general advice for entrepreneurs, we were talking about this, and you like called me out. You said just give up the idea that everything has to be perfect.
Yes, that's my favorite slogan. Is like, you don't have to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. And a lot of people don't start because they want to perfect it. They want it to be right. They want to wait till I get all this money. I want to wait till I get this car, this house. Like, no, start now, perfect it as you go, because you won't even know what you even want to sell, like I said, until you got the audience that tells you what to do next.
Right.
But if you're not even just starting to see what it is that they need, like, how would you know? Don't let the time pass you by. Like, start it now.
Do you talk to people from your old job that you quit? You friends with any of them old coworkers?
I actually went back and hired my manager. So,
What?
yeah.
I love that.
It was back in, I want to say 2021. The guy that hired me when I was working the temp service jobs, I actually went back to him and gave him an offer for the year to quit his job to come help me with my business. And literally, it was just like, wait, what? What are you doing? Are you selling dope? No, these are T-shirts. Like, selling dope. Are you able to just, pay me a year's salary? Like, yeah, like, come help me with my business. And yeah, that's what happens. So.
I love that. It's also important to note that there's a certain point in time in a business that you have to hire the right people. And that's always a struggle too.
Yeah.
No matter what business you have,
Yeah.
is hiring. Like
it's still a struggle for
Yeah.
me.
You're
Like,
unusual that you made all this work with family.
that's what I was going to say.
That's
Like,
And she was trying to say that nicely.
some people will tell you do not
Do not
hire
hire,
family.
right.
no, my family is different. That's what I was telling somebody earlier. Like, my mom had 7 kids, and she made sure we was always tight-knit. And we all made a pact that, like, hey, whoever comes up first or, blows up first, we got to make sure we take care of our mom and the rest of us until we can all get to that next level. So when I first started hiring, I was hiring people that was like my friends, and I would pay them.
That can be a disaster.
Right, because I felt like they was just like in it for the money, for the fame, for the lavish trips and all that stuff.
Right.
But they was like, the work wasn't working. Like, they wasn't doing the work. And when I told my family,
It
like,
can make you not be friends anymore too.
Oh, totally.
When
Or
you hire your
boyfriend, girlfriend.
friends,
I've lost a lot. I've
Yeah,
lost
because
a lot.
they take advantage of the situation. They can't look at themselves sometimes as an employee-employer relationship.
Yeah.
They're gonna look at it like, this is my friend.
This is
Why
my
you do? Yeah.
friend. Mm-hmm. And when I told my family, I'm like, this business gonna go down if I don't hire some real help. My sisters and my brothers, they was like, look, don't hire nobody else. We're gonna give out a 20-minute notice and we'll be there. So, like, my brother quit his job, my sisters,
Who's coming with me?
like, everybody. And it's been years later and they still working for me. Like, to just leave their job they've been at for years and believe in my business and just give up their whole, like, livelihood to come, focus on my dream. And they've been here ever since.
Let's see if we can get this going. Everybody go to Wealth Wednesday's Instagram. I want to start hashtag 20-minute notice. I want to see how much we can blow up.
20-minute
Hashtag
notice.
20-minute notice.
We're not
20-minute
all ready
notice.
for that, y'all. Don't do it.
I don't do it right. Don't do it.
If you ain't got a Cassandra in your life, just relax.
I know, right? Don't
How
do
can
it.
people work with you? And tell us about the free masterclass.
Yes, so we do have a free masterclass going on right now. Definitely join at Passion, 2, profitsclass.com. And if you can, follow me on all social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Crafting with Cassandra.
And that's Passion
number
2,
2.
profits with an S.
With an S.
Challenge.com.
Yes.
Shoot, free. I'm there. Thank you.
The challenge is
Yeah.
the actual challenge with the class. If they put in Passion, 2, profitsclass.com, they can be able to attend my weekly lives that I'm doing for free right now.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for having
All right.
Wow.
Thank you. Amazing story. Congratulations on
I really wanted
everything.
you to come share your story. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
I know your son is hype. Like
He
I-
is. He's in there like going
Like,
crazy.
I'm gonna stick by my mom.
Oh yeah. Oh, my other son, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Congratulations
Thank
and happy
you.
Wealth Wednesdays, everybody.
Happy Wealth Wednesday, guys.